that 2022...
There you go, providing the good news in what is a pretty bleak news day. We're going to go to the Commons now and hear from the Transport Secretary Grant Shapps.
In the past. Mr. Speaker, from 4 a.m. on the 11th of February, and in time for the half-term break, eligible, fully vaccinated passengers arriving in the UK will no longer have to take a post-arrival lateral flow test. That means that after months of pre-departure testing, post-arrival testing, self-isolation, additional expense, all that fully vaccinated people will now have to do when they travel to the UK is to verify their status via a passenger locator form. And Mr. Speaker, we promised we wouldn't keep these measures in place a day longer than was necessary. And it's obvious to me now that border testing for vaccinated travellers has outlived its usefulness, and we're therefore scrapping all travel tests for vaccinated people. Not only making travel much easier, but also, of course, saving about £100 per family on visits abroad, providing certainty to passengers, to carriers and vital tourism sector for the spring and the summer seasons. And so, Mr. Speaker, let me explain to the House how this will actually work in practice. For now, we'll maintain our current definition of fully vaccinated for the purposes of inbound travel to the UK. And that means 2 doses of an approved vaccination or 1 dose of a Janssen vaccine. And we'll go further. The measures for those arriving in the UK who do not qualify as fully vaccinated have not changed since last March. So the time has come to review that position too. And today I can announce that passengers who do not qualify as fully vaccinated will no longer be required to do a day 8 test after arrival or indeed to self-isolate. They will still need to fill out a passenger locator form to demonstrate proof of a negative COVID test taken 2 days before they travel, and they must still take a post-arrival PCR test. This is a proportionate system that moves us a step closer to normality while maintaining vital public health protections. Now, for kids travelling to the UK, under 18s will continue to be treated as eligible, fully vaccinated passengers, which means they will not face any tests at the UK border. And today, I'm pleased to confirm that from February the 3rd, 12 to 15-year-old in England will be able to prove their vaccination status via the digital NHS Pass for international outbound travel. Again, this should help families plan holidays for February half-term. And Mr. Speaker, reconnecting with key markets, not only to boost the UK economy, but will also help hard-hit aviation sector to take back to the skies. So I can also confirm that from 4 a.m. on the 11th of February, we'll recognise at the UK border vaccine certificates from 16 further nations, and that will include countries like China and Mexico, bringing the vaccine recognition total to over 180 countries and territories worldwide. Mr. Speaker, one of the consequences of COVID and a rapidly changing infection patterns across the world has been the border regime that, while necessary, has at times been complex and confusing and very difficult to navigate. I know that it's been something of a challenge for many people who have been travelling over the last 2 years. So we're also going to simplify the passenger locator form, making it quicker and easier to complete. And from the end of February, we'll also make it more convenient by giving people an extra day to fill out the form before they travel. And whilst the option for a red list of countries will remain in place to provide a first line of defence against future COVID variants of concern arriving from other countries, we are looking to replace the managed quarantine system with other contingency measures, including home isolation, provided we can develop new ways to ensure high levels of compliance. In the meantime, our contingency measures remain available, and as the House knows, there are no countries on the red list currently. But I must make clear, they are only likely to be used, these contingency measures will only be applied if we are particularly concerned about a variant of concern that poses a substantial risk, one which is even greater than Omicron, in other words. Now, the UK Health Security Agency will continue to monitor threats and will maintain a high, effective surveillance capacity, monitoring COVID infections overseas. But I can announce today that Over time, we intend to move away from blanket border measures to a more sophisticated and targeted global surveillance system. I'm also committing today to develop a full toolbox of contingency options to provide more certainty on how we respond against future variants. The government will set out our strategy, including how we'll deal with any new and future new strains of the virus next month, and we'll continue to work with international partners, including the World Health Organization, to help all countries achieve a level of genomic sequencing to monitor variants which is much closer to our own world-leading capacity. Mr. Speaker, we're moving into a new phase of the fight against COVID. Instead of protecting the UK from a pandemic, our future depends on us living with endemic COVID, just as we live with flu, for example. So we'll set out our strategy for that transition this spring. But as we navigate our recovery and as we return to more normal travel next month, our advice to all eligible adults who have not been vaccinated stays the same. Please get jabbed as soon as possible. And if you've had 2 jabs, please get boosted. Now, I've been speaking, Mr. Speaker, to a lot of my opposite numbers around the world recently, and they've made clear to me that regardless of what we do, they are very likely to require the booster jab by this summer. And so my advice to anyone who wishes to travel this year, including during the summer, is don't leave it too late to get your booster. You're very likely to be required it by the third country that you're flying to. Mr. Speaker, we already have one of the most open economies and societies in Europe, with the result being that our GDP has outpaced that of other G7 countries. With these changes today, we've one of the most open travel sectors in the world. Of course, we know that COVID can spring surprises, but everybody now should feel confident about booking holidays, business trips, and visits to family and friends abroad. But be in no doubt, Mr. Speaker, it's only because the government got the big calls right on vaccination, on boosters, on dealing with Omicron. And we can now open travel and declare that Britain is open for business. Today, we are setting Britain free, Mr. Speaker, and I commend this statement to the House.